Hello and welcome to Megazord Radio, the weekly not weekly show where we cover and rank every episode of Power Rangers one by
You
one.
get that weekly not weekly shit out of your fucking mouth. This is the third week in a row, motherfucker. We're back.
Yeah, and when's the month hiatus coming back, man?
Never.
When's the month
Never
hiatus
again.
coming back? I'm your host, Pro.
Actually, the realistic answer is probably
the lovely, the marvelous, the more phenomenal Riely.
Fuck you, first of all. Second of all,
Payback's bitch. Payback's a bitch.
Second of all, shit. Now I don't remember what I was saying. Why'd you talk over me, you fuck?
Because I had to finish the intro.
You could have waited. God damn it.
Had to finish the intro.
No, I don't remember what I was fucking saying. God damn it. What the hell was I saying? Fuck.
I don't know.
You fucking dickhead.
Payback's a bitch, isn't it?
Why do I immediately... Payback for what?
Last week, when you did the exact same thing to me.
What do you mean?
The fucking intro thing.
What intro thing?
We had an entire discussion about this before we got into the episode last week. How do you not remember this?
What the fuck are you talking about?
You're trying to pretend like I'm not one of the fucking hosts.
I was not doing that. You completely projected that.
The payback's a bitch, isn't it?
Payback for nothing! I didn't do anything! I was just doing a fucking ramble intro. That happens sometimes, you know? Sometimes you're doing an intro, and you kind of don't know what to say. You don't know what to say, and you're just like, yeah, welcome to this show, this wonderful show, and I'm your epic host, and I'm super cool. And then you're like, what, am I not a host? It's like, no, I was getting to you! I was just playing up the intro a little bit.
This is the best way to do it.
I'm really legitimately mad because I don't remember what the hell I was saying.
You were yelling at me about the weekly, not weekly thing.
I was yelling at you. Oh, I remember now. I was going to say the hiatus, realistically, the answer to that is between the Green with Evil, or not the Green with Evil, the Green Candle two-parter and whatever comes after that.
Why?
So there's something changed last episode about the show that I can't quite put my finger on that makes me more motivated to watch it. And I believe something else changes that I can't quite put my finger on that might get rid of that motivation in the Green Candle two-parter. I don't know what it could be.
Yeah, but then we also get to the White Light multi-parter.
Well,
not too long
before
after
that, we get to the Return of an Old Friend multi-parter.
Well,
and
yeah.
Then, and then Green No More, and then White Light.
But yeah, that should be your reason to watch it. Get the White Light.
But he's going to be gone for a time.
We need to get the White Light. And then he's back for the rest of the fucking show.
Can we watch this like I always watched Mighty Morphin as a kid and just like skip? We already fucked up the first part, but just like start with Green with Evil, get to Green Candle, skip to Return of an Old Friend.
No.
And then watch all the way to Green No More and then skip to White Light.
No, because no.
That's all I care about is Tommy.
I care about Jason, Zach, and Trini.
That's true.
And Kimberly. I mostly want to watch them with the Thunderzords. That's the main thing that I want to watch, but I want to watch them like get the Zords and shit.
You know, the Thunderzord, that's part of what I just said.
That is?
Yes! Tommy's still a Green Ranger for the first third of season 2!
I thought... Wait.
What are you fucking talking about?
I thought the Green Candle was the end of Mighty Morphin, and then...
No!
I'm fucking...
The timeline is, Green Candle hits, and that's when he originally, I guess, spoilers... we've already made it clear that you should not use this podcast for a first-time viewing. You should use it for rewatches, because we're going to talk about spoilers. But so Green Candle happens. Tommy loses his powers, but the the power of the Dragon Power Coin is preserved through Jason. He's able to use the Dragon Shield and the Dragon Zord and shit. And then Return of an Old Friend hits, where Jason gives all the power coins to Goldar in exchange for their parents, except for the Dragon one, and Zordon has to re-energize Tommy. This is still Season 1, FYI. Has to re-energize Tommy to get it back, and then he decides to rejoin the team, despite the risk that his powers will probably fail at some point. Then that continues to be the status quo going into Season 2, all the way until like 16 episodes into Season 2, when Green No More happens, and then like 3 episodes pass, and then it's Twilight.
Oh. Yeah, my timeline was all out of whack.
Yeah, so that's the Green Ranger's timeline.
Yeah, my timeline was all out of whack.
Speaking of Green Ranger, we were way too fucking top heavy last week, so let's just get into the episodes.
Well, one more thing. So I'm gonna let comments decide. I'm gonna let comments decide on this because I don't want to do it, but you really do. Okay.
Oh, are we gonna bring up the thing?
Yeah, we're gonna bring up the thing. You
can't let the comments decide. Nobody watches, and this is a solution to that problem.
This is why I'm doing this. Okay, this is why I'm doing this.
Because you know nobody watches, you're gonna be like, nobody commented, so we're not gonna do it.
This is why I'm doing it at the start, because for what little viewers we do have, i.e., the one guy that commented.
I know if he's still watching. That's a very presumptuous of you.
I hope he's still watching.
I mean, really this one got like 40 views too. I don't think it got any comments though. I'll look again real quick while you talk.
Okay, so we do have.
Go ahead.
So we do have people watching, but so I'm gonna let the comments decide on this. If we get in, if we don't, we will decide on it at a later date.
Does not mean we have people watching.
If we get comments, those will be the deciding factor. If we don't get it,
shut up.
Then we will decide at a later date.
I get it. Continue.
Okay, so Riely wants to cover Cosmic Fury and do a twice a week upload, maybe.
That's I also said if twice a week was not attainable, we could just alternate week to week. But twice a week would be preferable. I just think it's a very good idea because it will drive engagement. Because there are a lot of eyes on Cosmic Fury, and Cosmic Fury will definitely be a trending topic when Cosmic Fury comes out, meaning that if we're covering it, then we have a lot of a chance to get clicked.
And then I'm over here I am very pessimistic about Cosmic Fury and would rather put it off until
who cares? It's gonna suck, and if it sucks, we'll just make fun of it. That's the beauty of Megazord Radio. We'll enjoy the good seasons and we'll make fun of the bad ones. That's the appeal of this podcast.
I get that much. I still don't want to watch Cosmic Fury until I absolutely fucking have to, because I am in the bunch that just doesn't want to watch it at all, and wasn't planning to watch it until we went well into the future to cover it.
There's also the fact I would like to right now put myself into a situation that might result in this not happening and you being happy. But I would like to, for the record, to hold myself to this. If we're going to cover Cosmic Fury, I need to finish Dino Fury. So if I have not achieved that by the time Cosmic Fury comes out, we won't do it. I'm saying that now to further motivate myself to get through Dino Fury.
Hey guys, everybody comment telling Riely not to finish Cosmic Fury or Dino Fury because Dino Fury just fucking sucks.
I'll do it out of spite. If I get a comment that tells me not to finish Dino Fury, I'm calling out of work that day and watching all of Dino Fury at once.
That would be the funniest call, and then we're just gonna cover all of it at once. Yeah, we'll just do a season review of Dino Fury instead of having.
No, fuck you. We still have to do Dino Fury when it comes around.
That would be the ideal for me, at least. It's just covering it as an entire season rather than covering it all at once, or covering it episode by episode.
Dino Fury. If we did this is me getting grand and assumptive, but I feel like if we did this for Cosmic Fury, the logical conclusion would be then to do it for any other shows that may come out in the future in the Power Rangers franchise. And if we did it that way, then Dino Fury would be the end of our chronological adventure. Because everything beyond that we will have already covered.
Yeah.
It's just a thought. I feel like if we covered Cosmic Fury and then current Power Rangers media from there, alongside our
Oh wait, if they do
order coverage,
like dedicated reboot, like what they're saying is going to happen, are we going to end up covering that?
Yeah, we cover whatever Power Rangers happens, my man. If a Power Rangers occurs,
the comics too, then
if a Power Rangers occurs on television, let me clarify. If a Power Rangers occurs on television,
nah, I'm expanding this. We're gonna read the comics.
We're not doing the comics.
Once we run out of episodes, we're gonna start doing the comics.
Once we run out of Power Rangers, which one of us will die before that happens, we will.
It'll probably be Riely. Not even kidding.
You're probably not wrong about that.
And by that point, I'm just gonna get Trent to come on and do it.
So yeah, if you have an opinion about us covering Cosmic Fury, let us know. But we are again getting top heavy, so let me fucking shove us into the episodes now because I'm getting sick of this shit. We need to listen. I'm serious. Hard limit 2.5 hours. We have 2 hours and 19 minutes to cover these episodes. So here we go.
Oh damn!
Green with Evil Part 3: The Rescue. Tell me about it. What do you mean, why? This show is too fucking long! We need to stop! We've proven we can do it at a decent time. Episode 7 was 1.5 hours. It was fucking perfect. We did 45 minutes per Power Rangers episode. Perfect. Spot on. We need to stop with these fucking 3-hour episodes.
Okay. Wait, hold on. No, I'm on part 2. Why am I on part 2? I need part 3.
Yes, we did part 2 already.
I know, and it took me to part 2 instead of part 3 for some reason. It's like, yeah, those look familiar. Okay. This episode was written by Mark Ryan and Stuart St. John and directed by Robert Hughes. Originally aired on October 7th of 1993. And
you get a countdown of 10 to find the reversion date. 10.
Because the reversion I have to do fucking math for.
8.
Right.
7. 6. 5. 4.
Shut up.
3.
Riely, shut the fuck up.
2.
I will leave
1.
this fucking hole. Shut up.
So we start where we left off. Goldar is about to finish Jason off as his Empress commands. Jason is able to dodge Goldar's sword strike and dive into the smoke of our favorite smoky room, of which is the origin of my very funny joke last week. So
what joke?
I get what you're saying. I get it.
No, what fucking joke? Because I don't remember your joke.
You see, you should have let that sit because it almost seemed like you were being clever. The fucking don't stop believing joke I made because they're in a smoky room.
Oh, you fucking bitch. That wasn't fucking clever.
So Jason is hidden in the smoke of the smoky room now. The smoke that he's hidden in probably smells like wine and cheap perfume.
It doesn't. I can almost guarantee you.
So Goldar starts looking around. He first expresses confusion and then anger. He starts blindly stabbing at the ground. Jason is sweating heavily as he's hidden nearby. And we go back to Rita. Now that Goldar has Jason right where she wants him, it's time to call in her old friend Scorpina to help her eliminate the rest.
On April 17th of 2010.
I'm so proud of you, Crow Royalty.
Because I still had to do fucking math and was trying to buy fucking time for a fucking second because you are so fucking impatient, you bitch.
Because you having to read the reversion date is completely stupid, and I'm not gonna sit around and wait for 5 minutes while you bumble your way to this date that you shouldn't even be saying anyway.
I like saying the fucking reversion because literally
so if you can do it quickly and efficiently, sure, I don't give a shit. But I'm not gonna sit there while you fucking count your fucking
doing it
numbers.
Because every other one has a wiki article with the reversion date to its fucking self. This is the only time that I have to fucking do math for this shit. Shut up.
So anyway, Rita does a spell which summons a boulder with some scorpions on it from a mushroom forest.
Riely, you are a mushroom forest.
That's not funny. You keep doing that.
But are you not one?
No.
Yes.
What are you talking about?
Puff puff.
That's not mushrooms are their own drug, one that I have never done.
Sure, buddy. Sure.
That's not weed. Isn't mushrooms? You fucking the church boy over here. Fucking oh yeah, mushrooms like drugs, like weed.
Yeah, go do your fucking shrooms, bitch.
Shut up.
Go do your shrooms.
So suddenly, they don't show Scorpina like hatching from this boulder, which I think is the intention, I guess. But she just appears suddenly. I'm not gonna lie, she's pretty hot. Scorpina's pretty.
She's an egg child, dude. You can't bang an egg child.
She's not a. She was just sealed away in that. She was not born. They refer to her existing thousands of years ago. She's not. She wasn't just born.
That's an egg.
It's a fucking weird boulder.
That's an egg.
Anyway, shut your fucking mouth.
Okay, egg fucker.
It's not an egg. It's not egg-shaped at all. It's a fucking big rock.
It hatches something.
It doesn't hatch anything. We don't see anything she just appears all of a sudden.
It's an egg.
So Rita summons her and Tommy to begin her attack. Then we go to the command center. Alpha's trying to get Zordon back. Zach is frustrated and he's yelling about how they almost had him. Alpha insists that he's hurrying the best he can. Billy says that the sub-generator is losing power. Alpha says Zordon's signal is fading. He switches to an alternate energy source. Fuck. But Billy says they aren't getting enough power and that Zordon's signal is too weak, and they lose him. Alpha's sad. Zach mentions how before Zordon disappeared again, he was trying to tell them something about the Green Ranger. Trina surmises this means that the Green Ranger was involved in getting rid of Zordon. Alpha's trying to locate Jason, but he isn't getting anything. Kim has a bad feeling about this. Zach agrees that something isn't right, and decides that they should split up and try to find Jason. Then, speak of the devil, we cut to the Goldar and Jason situation. Goldar is still blindly stabbing at the ground, yelling about how he's getting angry. And Jason is still hidden in the smoke. Jason is all freaked out because he's about to get stabbed. Goldar does almost get him, but he moves his head to the right subtly and is able to dodge the sword without drawing attention to himself. Goldar steps right over him, and he's rambling on about how he's making it harder on himself and he should just give up. I'll be merciful, I think he says, which he immediately goes back on 5 minutes later when he says, not even like, obviously he's lying, but I still find it humorous that he says the exact opposite, like 10 minutes from now. He literally says 10 minutes from now, like, you aren't begging for mercy because you know I'd never grant it.
That's the only fucking thing I remember about him bringing up mercy at all in this fucking episode.
He does. You don't remember that line? That line is delivered so, like, funny, because he's obviously lying through his teeth. He's like, come on, come out. I'll be merciful. But anyway.
I don't remember that fucking line.
So he keeps stabbing, and then Jason suddenly... Stabby. Then Jason... God damn... You know I'm about to do a big reveal, and then you make the stabby joke twice. Shut up. Learn some comedic timing. God damn it.
It's just doing stabby.
So then Jason... Royalty.
What?
Shut the fuck up.
I didn't say anything that fucking time.
So Jason suddenly jumps up with a big karate grunt and flying kicks Goldar. It is pretty fucking epic. Then he stands in a fighting pose. He asks Goldar how it feels to be outsmarted by a human. Now, Jason, I would like to just establish the situation right now, okay? Goldar has wildly outclassed Jason. Jason is now hiding from Goldar in order to avoid being murdered by Goldar.
He's avoiding being stabbed.
Then suddenly he rises up, flying kicks him once, and then claims he's outsmarted him. Jason, you didn't even knock him down! What are you talking about? All you did was reveal your hiding place!
I mean, Goldar would have found him eventually.
That's fair. So Goldar says a human has never defeated him. And Jason again comes at us with the main protagonist energy and exclaims, "Well, I'm gonna change that!" And they come to blows. Goldar is able to quickly kick Jason back to the ground, though, and Jason starts to backwards crawl away from him. Things ain't looking good.
Jason gonna die.
Yeah, it's looking like it.
yeah, we don't get Jason past this episode, guys. Jason
we thought that Rocky was introduced in Ninja Encounter. It turns out Green with Evil Part 5. Or Part 3, rather.
Wait, what the fuck is Ninja Encounter? What? I thought that was Season 3.
No, that's Ninja Quest. Ninja Encounter is the episode where they meet Rocky, Adam, and Aisha, and it is called that because Rocky, Adam, and Aisha are ninjas in that ninja tournament. So they are encountering these ninjas.
The fuck? The fuck?
So anyway, we cut to the juice bar. Kim has apparently asked Ernie if he's seen Jason. We don't hear her ask the question, but we cut in on Ernie answering it. He has not seen him, unfortunately. He asks Kim if she thinks he's in trouble or something. Kim says she does not know. Then Bulk and Skull walk up and immediately get all up in Kim's personal space, just like right up there, just like inches away from her. Bulk says that they'll help her find Jason Schmason. That's what Bulk calls him. Skull says that missing persons are their specialty. Kim does the I have a headache temple rub and says thanks but no thanks. Bulk reacts with offense and tells her they work cheap. And then Ernie very skeptically like, okay, what's a cheap? and then Skull says,
"What's cheap, guys?
Yeah. What is cheap? Cheap? What is the cheap that they're working for?" And then Skull says they take payment in kisses and does a kissy face at her. Ernie reacts with disgust, and then Kim strangely agrees to this. She tells Skull to close his eyes. Ernie says, "Kimberly, don't do it."
Yeah, don't do it, Kimberly.
And then she gives him a subtle "I got this" look and turns back to Skull, who closes his eyes. Skull leans in for the kiss, but Kim moves her head out of the way and he accidentally kisses Bulk on the cheek.
Yay!
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 Bulk and Skull are both disgusted and embarrassed, and they run away. Kim asks Ernie to let Jason know that she and the others are looking for him if he comes around, as she starts to exit the juice bar backwards. Ernie smiles and says he will. Kim thanks him, but she bumps into Tommy, who happens to be walking by. She says, "Excuse me," and turns and realizes it's Tommy. She tries to talk to him, but he ignores her. She calls out to him again, causing him to turn around. She asks if he's seen Jason, and Tommy, still rocking the definitely a supervillain tone of speaking, says that Jason was supposed to meet him after school, but he never showed. Kim finds this weird and says it isn't like him. Then Tommy gets right up in her face and, once again looking to ruin her career, mockingly says, "Let me guess, you're worried about him? That is what you do best, isn't it, Kimberly?"
Well, excuse me for living.
No, that's what she said last time.
I know. That was the joke.
I know, I get it. So they just stare at each other awkwardly for a second. Kim has no response to this. And then Tommy starts to leave. Zach enters and greets him happily, claps his shoulder, and says, "Tommy, what's up?" But he says nothing and walks away. So Zach asks, "What's with him?" Kim wishes she knew. She asks if he found anything out.
Zach wishes he knew a lot.
She wishes she knew a lot of things. Zach says he's checked all over the place and no one has seen Jason. Kim has had similar results. Kim mentions that Tommy said that Jason was supposed to meet him after school but didn't. Zach says that's bogus because he knows he was there. Kim tells Zach to talk to Tommy, surmising that he thinks she's making this up as an excuse to talk to him. Zach says they'll catch him outside, and they head out. We cut to Rita's palace. Goldar is talking to Rita. He says he thinks Kim may suspect something. Rita has a look.
I would think she would.
Strangely, I don't think she does.
I would think she would suspect something.
I don't think anybody suspects.
Does.
I don't think anybody suspects Tommy at all until the thing happens.
No, they don't. Well, not until
they bring into question the suspiciousness of Tommy once, and it's never even the conclusion of he might be the Green Ranger is not even floated. It's just like, why didn't the putties attack him? I don't know.
But then there's also the well, fuck spoilers at this point. There's the part when Jason comes back later, and they kind of question it.
Oh yeah, there is that too. You're right, but anyway, we'll get there.
That's what I was getting at, because they kind of question it then when Jason's like, "But I did talk to Tommy."
But they again, it's not floated that they think he might be the Green Ranger. It's like, that's weird.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to this unrelated situation about the Green Ranger.
Yeah, back to this unrelated.
But anyway, so we cut to Rita's palace. Yeah. We did that already. Kim may suspect something. Yeah. Rita takes a look down at Earth. She finds Kim and Zach heading for Tommy, and she don't want them messing with her Green Ranger, so she says she's gonna get him.
I don't want you messing with my Green Ranger.
Don't be messing with my Green Ranger.
Don't be messing with my Green Ranger.
So we cut down to them running.
Dumbest joke ever.
I promise you, we've made it much dumber. No, well, you've made much dumber.
I think you mean I've made much dumber. I was gonna correct you on that.
So
that's an episode title right there.
I don't think it is.
I think it is.
So we cut back to them running. Kim spots Tommy in the distance and points him out. Zach calls his name, and they run to try to catch up with him. Suddenly, putty attack! Uh-oh. Tommy gets away as they start to fight. They fight hard. Kim grabs the putty's head with her legs and throws him, and God, do I wish I was that putty.
Riely wishes he was that putty. I knew it. I knew it. That fucking scene just had me like, Riely wishes he was that putty.
You knew. You immediately knew.
I feel like everybody knew.
So Tommy is hidden nearby, and he's watching with an evil smirk. Zach does a big jump and flip, and then he does some hip-hop keto on a table.
That's hip-hop keto, this bitch.
That's right. Kim does more flips and kicks, and eventually they win. Zach
they win, Kim, guys.
Of course. Wow, the Power Rangers beat the putties. What a crazy thing that happened.
What a crazy turn of events.
So Zach asks Kim if she's okay. She is. Kim sees that Tommy is gone and points it out. Zach says something is definitely up. Kim says that it's weird that the putties didn't attack him. Zach says they should get back to the command center, and they exit. We shift back over to evil grinning Tommy, whom Rita contacts just saying, "It's time. Da, da, da.
It's coming.
You gotta see it. It's coming. You gotta see it." Anyway.
I was expecting you to tell me wrong season, man. That was what you were supposed to do there.
Nah. So we cut to Goldar and Jason. Goldar is waving his sword in Jason's face again, telling Jason about how he's only not begging for mercy at this point because he knows he'd never grant it. We discussed that earlier. He moves to finish him off, but a morphed Tommy suddenly teleports him and he does not teleport him. He teleports in and tells him to stop. Goldar says that he thought Rita wanted him to destroy Jason. Tommy said that Rita wants that pleasure to be his and has ordered him personally to see to Jason's end. Goldar teleports away. Tommy hits Jason with the "so we meet again" and says he's been waiting for this as they start to stand off. Now, Jason phrases this like it's meant to be an insult, although Tommy is obviously cool with it. So Jason says, "You wear a Green Ranger costume, yet your loyalty's with Rita." And Tommy's like, "I'm her Green Ranger, and she is my empress." And Jason's like, "She's evil."
Can we talk about how much of an incel Tommy is with this?
I made that joke last time, and you were like, "No, you rejected my joke."
But like this one is like it's gotten to me. He's totally.
I definitely just followed up. I definitely just followed up one of him I talked about a line where he was talking about how she's his queen, and I just said simp, and I just moved on without acknowledging it.
No,
He's like, no, he's not a simp.
Because that's what Trent said earlier when I was talking to him. I was talking to Trent earlier because I could, and you were busy.
How many times do I have to teach you this lesson, old man? It's yes and, not no instead.
Shut up.
Why is that your style of comedy? Why do I always make jokes and you have to be like, no, this instead? That's not how a comedic duo works. That is the opposite of how a comedic duo is supposed to work.
We are the opposite of a comedic duo.
Well, then maybe this podcast is over.
You've said that literally every fucking episode. Shut up.
Well, it becomes more and more real every time.
Whatever. But
I would do this show with any other member of the issue crew in a second. If fucking Kathy DM'd me today and was like, you know what? I'm really curious about Power Rangers. Fuck Crow Royalty. Let me be on Megazord Radio. I'd be like, shit, bet.
That's just Brony initiation, but with Kathy.
Exactly.
That would be terrible.
The Ranger Initiation Podcast.
That would be terrible.
So anyway, Jason's like, she's evil.
When are you bringing back Brony initiation?
I don't know. Probably never.
I want to listen to Brony initiation.
Well, you can listen to the ones that already exist.
I started that earlier today, but I'm quickly running out.
I see.
I don't want to run out.
So Jason exclaims, she's evil! And then Tommy states the obvious, saying, yeah, and so am I. And then they start fighting.
And so...
shut up. Tommy's... It's not funny if you harp on it. You harp too much on these jokes.
I was just laughing at that one. Shut up. I just laughed at it after you said shut up the first time. So shut the fuck up.
So Tommy is quickly able to kick Jason to the ground and boast that soon he and his friends will be nothing but a distant memory before evilly laughing. We cut to the command center. Zach and Kim are telling Trini that they couldn't find Jason and had to come back without him. Trini says they haven't been able to locate him there either. Kim just hopes he's okay. Zach asks how long it'll be until the computer is ready to locate Zordon. Alpha actually has an exact timetable, 15.2 minutes. Billy enters, and he has finally fixed their communicators. Trini commends him for a job well done. Billy says they should now be able to find Jason and teleport him back. Then we cut to said Jason. He is trying his best to fight off the Green Ranger, though he is obviously outclassed.
I have a question.
Sure.
I thought that the communicators were damaged, like, individually.
No.
Okay.
No, so wait. How would that have happened? No, it's just the system was down because Tommy fucked up the command center.
I thought that they got damaged in one of the fights, like, individually. Okay.
No, they just the line just got fucked up when Tommy busted up the command center.
Oh, okay. That would be a really weird plot point, just individually smashing all of the fucking communicators.
I'm surprised how... I think it does come up a couple times, but it very scarcely comes up. You think anybody who's had, like, experience fighting Power Rangers, the first thing they would do is, like, let me just, like, grab you by the wrist and squeeze really hard real quick before we proceed here.
That would be especially effective in Zeo.
What do you mean by that?
They're morphers.
Well, I don't think you could crush a Zeonizer, but you could definitely crush a communicator.
The communicators are what summons the Zeonizers, though. So without the communicators,
not true at all.
The Zeonizers. What?
No, they're separate.
It very much
just because they're
way.
Both on their wrists does not mean that one results in the other. There are two ends of the Zeonizer. There's only one communicator. It just happens that the Zeonizer goes on their wrist over the communicator.
But the Zeonizer, like, on the side that it's on, looks like the communicator being twisted is what serves to summon the Zeonizer.
No, their wrist being twisted is what serves to summon the Zeonizer.
That feels weird.
Carl, let me ask you this then. Why are they never not able to morph because their communicators aren't working?
When do they have their communicators broken in Zeo?
They have their communicators broken every other fucking episode!
I don't remember this.
Not in Zeo in particular, but it happens a couple times. This cast, the fucking Zordon, the initial Zordon era pre-passing the torch cast, their fucking communicators break all the fucking time.
This one has those that go on the back of their fucking belts. Those aren't the Zeonizers.
What are you talking about?
Wait, I thought you were talking about the Mighty Morphin team for a second. Fuck me.
No, I said the original Zordon era cast pre-passing the torch. So that means anybody.
Yeah, my brain confused the passing the torch episode again.
God damn it. Passing the torch is the turbo one. Power
yeah, I realized that as soon as I said that their morphers are fucking on the back of their belts.
Anyway,
I realized that as soon as I said it. Don't worry.
So Tommy commends Jason for being a skilled warrior. Jason says they should end this and that he doesn't want to fight him. Tommy says that he doesn't want to fight because he knows he'll lose. Jason denies this and says that if Green was truly a ranger, he'd be on Zordon's side. Tommy laughs evilly and says that Zordon is a memory and Rita will soon rule the world. More fighty. Tommy knocks Jason down again, but from somewhere, somehow, completely inexplicably, I rewinded this like 8 times to see if there was some sort of origin. There wasn't. His morpher just like falls near him for no reason. Why is it even still in the room? Goldar had it. Where did it come from?
Because Goldar dropped it on the floor in the last episode telling him to come get it, and then he kicked it away.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
No, he picked it back up after that.
No? He never picked it back up.
He did.
No, he didn't.
Oh, whatever. Either way, it doesn't make sense for it to fall right there, right then. Even if it was
No, it doesn't
on the
make
ground.
sense for it to fall, but for it to, like...
it didn't even... It literally fell! So that makes no sense. But anyway, Jason grabs it, but Tommy says, "Oh, no, you don't," and steps on his arm before he can do anything with it. And then he does an evil laugh again. We cut to Rita's palace, where Lunk and Babu are scared of Scorpina's arrival. As Rita says it's the perfect time to bring her back. Goldar says that together they can finish the Rangers.
I wouldn't be scared of Scorpina's arrival. I'd be a different kind of emotion.
I'd be a different emotion, yeah.
I'd be a different kind of emotion. I feel like Riely would be too.
Scorpina is a babe. Like, she's pretty good. So Babu says... Who?
Punk Kimberly.
Shut up about Punk Kimberly. It's a dead meme.
It's the hottest Kimberly.
So Babu says to keep her stinger away from him. Lunk says that Babu wiped out for a week the time that Scorpina stung him in the head. And then, am I crazy? Or was this scene completely framed as if Scorpina was not there but was going to be up until this point? Am I correct? Up until this moment, it is played off as if Scorpina is coming, but she is not there. That we don't see her, and she's talked about as if she's not in the room. Then she's suddenly in the room, and she nods. Rita laughs evilly. Babu cowers.
Can we agree that those stinger jokes are fucking hilarious?
Now, when you say stinger jokes, to what are you referring to?
He was out for a week the last time she stung him in the head.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. So we cut
him begging for them to keep the stinger away from him.
Yep.
Oh my god. I swear, I didn't catch that the first time I watched it. I didn't catch it the last time I watched it. I didn't catch it till Riely just fucking said it. That's fucking hilarious. And that is totally a dirty fucking joke.
It's not at all.
That's gotta be. There's no way.
It's not. What are you fucking? You're just grasping for straws at this point. She's a scorpion. She has a stinger. And they're like, don't sting me with your scorpion stinger. There's no dirty joke there. She's a scorpion monster. They don't want to be stung.
Sure.
I'm getting real tired. I'm getting real tired of your complete lack of maturity when it comes to humor, and your complete inability to not view literally everything as some sort of weird, dirty joke. It's getting really taxing.
You can suck it.
So we cut to the command center. They have partial power on the main computer, and it's locked onto Jason's communicator. Trini asks if Billy can teleport him there. Billy says he can, but it'll take a minute since he has to enter the coordinates manually. Zach asks if there's anything him and the others can do. Billy tells them to just cross their fingers. Then we cut back, and Zach actually listens. Zach does actually cross his fingers on both of his hands. So,
yeah,
good job, Zach.
There's some gay lore there.
I don't think there's any gay lore there.
There's some gay lore there. Zach wants his boyfriend back.
Shut up. We cut back to Tommy with Jason pinned to the ground by his boot to his arm. Tommy summons the Sword of Darkness, looking to finish Jason off. He waves it in Jason's face and asks what he thinks of it. Jason is sweating and he's freaked out. Tommy laughs evilly and says Jason is about to pay the price of defeat. We cut back to the command center. Billy almost has it. Alpha complains that the suspense is breaking his circuit boards. Kim tells Billy to hurry. Then we go back to Tommy and Jason. Tommy tells Jason that, for what it's worth, he put up a good fight and moves to finish him off. Then we go right back to the command center. Billy's locked on! Jason is teleporting now! Then back to Jason and Tommy. Jason is teleported away before Tommy is able to finish him. Tommy looks around in confusion and laments the failure. Then we go back to the command center. Jason is teleported in. He's still on the ground. He quickly moves to stand, and his friends run up to him, cheering about how he's back. Jason is short of breath. He says that was way too close, and tells them that the Green Ranger nearly sliced and diced him. That is the exact quote. He adds that he has a lot to fill them in on, and they're not going to believe what happened. Then we go back to Tommy. He is now alone in the smoky room. Goldar has contacted him and is scolding him about letting Jason escape. Tommy defends himself, saying he was teleported out. Goldar complains that he had more than enough time to finish him. Way to call the kettle black, Goldar.
Alright, shut the fuck up, Goldar.
Yeah, exactly.
Hypocrite.
Fucking idiot.
You had more than enough time.
You had an episode and a half to fucking kill this guy.
And you didn't do shit, so shut up. Tommy got 5 fucking minutes.
So he surmises that Rita should have left him to do the job, although he did just as much not killing Jason as Tommy did. Tommy asks for another chance, saying he'll destroy the Rangers this time. Goldar says he may get a chance to prove himself, but he is to remain in the smoky room for now.
He's to remain in the smoky room.
In the smoky room!
The smell of wine and cheese.
Sweet perfume! Yes, I got. They joined in, folks. I assimilated them into the joke. We go back to the command center. Jason is starting to recount the story. He leads with how he had just finished talking to Tommy at school. Kim interrupts, questioning that story. Zach tells Jason that Tommy said he didn't show. This confuses Jason, because obviously he was there. But he kind of moves on from that, and he goes on to say that the next thing he knew, he was fighting Goldar. And Goldar had his power morpher. And then the Green Ranger showed up, and he also fought the Green Ranger too. Then Billy asks if Jason found anything out about the Green Ranger. And Jason's like, I could tell you one thing. He's one mean fighter.
Who's he gonna fight next? The Purple Ranger?
Zach? Then Zach, I think a little late to the party here. Zach, 3 parts into Green with Evil, says, man, I can't believe our enemy this time is another Ranger.
3 episodes in.
Zach, I think you're a little late on that one.
I think you're a lot late on that one, man.
So then suddenly, alarm!
Alarm
time. The Rangers and Alpha all have a little freak out for a second before Alpha tells the Rangers to look at the viewing globe. They see Scorpina, and Kim asks who she is. Alpha identifies her as the evil stinging Scorpina and says he hasn't seen her in over 10,000 years. She's attacking the warehouse district. They have to stop her. Alpha wishes them luck and tells them to beware of her sting. And now Jason finally gets to say what he's been waiting 2 episodes to say. It's morphin' time.
Yup.
The Rangers arrive and are blasted by lasers from Scorpina. They get hit by explosions, but they still stand tall. Scorpina commands some putties to attack them. So some Clayboys show up and the Rangers start to fight them off. Then we cut to Rita's palace. She's watching the battle and somehow figures that they're winning. Goldar says that Scorpina is a fierce warrior, but she's outnumbered and needs to be called back before it's too late. So obviously Goldar likes her. He wants to kiss her.
He doesn't just want to kiss her, man.
Shut up.
He wants that stinger to be used.
Oh my. I quit the podcast for real. I'm ending the bots right now. It's over. We cut back to the fight, and Scorpina
Where's the bots ending? Where's the bots ending?
Scorpina has jumped in and starts to come to blows with Jason. She strikes him down with her blade. The others gather around Jason to make sure he's okay. Scorpina laughs evilly. We cut to Rita's palace. Rita's doing her makeup and asks Lunk if he thinks she's prettier than Scorpina. Lunk says she's much prettier than Scorpina. Cap. Babu agrees. Cap.
Big Cap.
This pleases Rita. Goldar and Scorpina enter, and they're bickering about how Scorpina didn't kill the Power Rangers. Babu suggests that Rita send the Green Ranger. Rita tells Goldar and Scorpina to settle down, and she recaps how the Green Ranger was totally kicking the Power Rangers' ass that one time, but he let Jason escape the smoky room, so
the smell of wine and cheese. Beat you on that one.
We see a flashback of the fight where Green Ranger beats up the Jasonless Rangers, from that show, from that episode. Rita asks if they think she should send the Green Ranger. Lunk says he thinks he doesn't know what he thinks. Never changed, Lunk. Scorpina whines and says she wants to go. Lunk says him and Babu could go, which is a strange thing for the usually cowardly Lunk to volunteer. Scorpina tells them to shut up. Valid response. Goldar tells them not to forget who the most powerful warrior is.
Scorpina.
Well, I think it's established here that Goldar is stronger than Scorpina. I feel like it's arguable, though, that he's stronger than the Green Ranger. So it seems weird that Babu and Lunk are both like, yes, it's Goldar is the most powerful one.
But then they also go back on that in like 5 seconds.
What do you mean?
Like the next thing that they say is like, you should send the Green Ranger.
That is true.
So they like go back on it in like 2 seconds flat. So,
but they don't. They don't say you're not the most powerful. Actually, they just say, yeah, you should send the Green Ranger. They're just into thematically appropriate battles, and they like how the Power Rangers have to fight a Power Ranger. They're just into that dichotomy, even though Goldar is the most powerful one.
I mean, I don't think Lunk and Babu should be believed on who's the strongest anyway, because the strongest is technically Rita, but later it's Zed.
That's fair.
And Goldar is definitely not the most powerful.
And then later it's Astronema, later it's Dark Spectre.
Later it's fucking Satan.
Well, that's a different thing. That's a completely separate the thing that makes it so weird in the Zordon era is that, like, because they're, like, making the show and it's new, every time there's a new villain, it's like, I'm the most powerful one ever! But then when the lore expands, it becomes less.
Well, that's kind of
true.
Kind of a thing when Drakina shows up as well. Sort of.
What do you mean?
Lost Galaxy?
What are you talking about?
Because Lost Galaxy was a sort of sequel, but not really.
But they're never like, I'm Drakina and I'm more powerful than Astronema is. It's just like, there's never any direct confirmation that she's stronger than Astronema. Whereas, like, season 1 is like, Rita is the most powerful. She's the ultimate evil empress. And then season 2 comes along and it's like, oh, but Lord Zed Lord Zed's actually Rita's boss, and Lord Zed's like the evil emperor of the galaxy. And then Zeo comes along, and it's like, oh shit, it's the Machine Empire! We run! We're farly outclassed by these guys.
So, okay, part of what makes me think this is the Power Rangers have beaten these guys so much that they're running low on forces to like fight back, and thus whoever comes next is technically stronger because they have more forces to fight with than the previous.
Sure,
villain.
but I feel like Lord Zed should have fucking boarded Mondo's ship and fucking gone mano a mano if he's really this like big emperor of evil that's super powerful. But instead they're like, oh shit, it's King Mondo and Queen Machina. We better get the fuck out of here. We're definitely going to die if we don't leave right now.
Are we not gonna bring up Rita's dad?
Well, I guess Master Vile, they never even really make it clear whether he's expressly more powerful than Zed or not. Like, that's kind of left up to interpretation. Whereas King Mondo and King Machina show up and they fucking piss themselves and run away. And then the Machine Empire is presented as the most powerful, which I don't think they even like make an effort to be like Divatox is better than the Machine Empire. But then we learn, and in space, we learn about the Alliance of Evil, and we learn they all have a boss, Dark Spectre.
And Dark Spectre is the most powerful.
So it just keeps being like, I'm the most powerful. Actually, we lied about that. Actually, we lied about that.
Actually, we lied about that. Actually, we lied about that. Actually, we lied about that.
Exactly.
Well, technically, Zordon's the most powerful.
Perhaps.
Think about it.
So like, Goldar says that
Zordon is like definitely the most powerful one.
So Goldar says that he should go and not the Green Ranger, since everyone is in agreement that he's the most powerful. Rita is frustrated with all the arguing and decides Goldar should do it. Goldar promises not to fail her. Rita says that while he's fighting, she'll be working on a spell to eclipse the sun and cut off Megazord's solar power. Question: how do Megazord at night then?
Reflection of the moon.
Fair enough. Rita's very proud of herself. We cut to Tommy.
Response, and then you're like, fair enough.
Fair enough. We cut to Tommy. Tommy is shadow karateing alone in the smoky room. He stops and calls out to Rita, saying he's worked hard and he's ready for another chance. Rita tells him to have patience and that his time will come. He immediately returns to shadow karateing, before stopping once more to briefly mention how he's totally going to crush the Power Rangers. We cut back to the command center. Jason says that Rita is bound to strike again soon. Kim says that they need to keep their guards up with Scorpina and the Green Ranger on the loose. Zach doesn't get why Rita keeps pulling back from battles. Trina suggests she may be preparing for a bigger battle. Billy says the communicators are functional and the computer is back online. Jason asks if it's powered up enough to search for Zordon. Alpha says yes. He's scanning the sector Zordon was in, and he thinks he's found something. And then Zordon appears. Whoa! He isn't coming through clear. He asks if they can hear him, and Jason says they can barely make him out. Jason tells Alpha to do something. Alpha laments about how he has him, but he can't keep him. Billy suggests something, but there's a brief power sword. That's not a word.
Sword.
It's
power sword, guys. It's a power sword.
A brief power sword. Yeah. So there's a brief power surge, and Zordon is fading. Billy says that something is drawing power from the command center. Zordon says something about Rita's trap before he fades away again. We cut to Rita. She's making her Goldar grow. Goldar gets big.
Let's make our Goldar grow, guys.
I hate you so much. I'm so mad.
That wasn't even a joke. What?
Oh yeah, let's make our Goldar grow, guys. Like his penis.
That wasn't a joke. I wasn't making that.
Then why did you say it like that?
Because I just said it.
Like, yeah, guys, let's make our Goldar grow, huh? Huh? Wink, nudge, nudge, hey, huh? Like a penis?
No! That wasn't even intended. I just said what the fuck?
I don't believe you.
I wasn't making a joke, I swear.
So Goldar starts attacking. We cut back to the command center. Alpha points the Rangers to Goldar in the viewing globe. He's attacking downtown. He's really just fucking shit up. They have to stop him, but it could be a trap, but they have no choice. To be continued. That's Scream with Evil Part 3, baby. Folks, that was it. That's the episode. See you next week. No, but folks, that was Scream with Evil Part 3. I almost called it Jason's Battle. That's Part 2. What the fuck was Part 3? The Rescue.
I do not know.
It was The Rescue. I already. Why do you say I do not know after I said it?
That was lag. I said that like a.
Anyway, folks, let's talk about our wrap-up questions. Unless you have general final thoughts of any kind.
This episode was less than Part 2. That's the only.
You seem to claim that every episode is less than Part 2, which I very fundamentally disagree with. Not only do I think that this episode is better than Part 2, this episode is not even my favorite one. So there are at least 2 that are better than Part 2.
Your favorite is just Part 5.
Yes.
Because Tommy turns good. It's kind
of, but yes, but it's Part more than that.
Because best good kid content, in my opinion. And it sets up
you're wild. You're fucking tripping if you think that as the best good kid content of Green with Evil. You're fucking delusional.
It does.
Okay, well, we'll get there when we get there. So, folks, or I guess, I don't know why I say folks all the time. Crow Royalty, one folk that I am talking to right now. Who was your favorite character? Agree with Evil Part 3, The Rescue.
Goldar.
Okay. Could you elaborate on that a little bit?
Fucking the dead-ass fucking lying was really funny, and I just don't want to give it to Scorpina.
I'll be merciful.
the fucking lying ass was funny as shit, and I don't want to give it to Scorpina because as much as I like Scorpina, this is not the episode of Scorpina I like.
There's a Scorpina episode much later that is most of my memories of Scorpina.
Exactly. And Egg Child, not the biggest fan.
It's not an egg.
It is an egg.
It's like calling Rita's space dumpster an egg because she came out of it.
That's a mechanical object. This thing hatched her.
So, it's an egg. The thing is, part of me... So, last episode, when I said that there was an episode that I was not going to give Tommy the best character part in, I was referring to this episode and I was referring to Jason. But as I watched this episode with a critical eye, there are a couple things that Jason did that were kind of silly. So, I don't know. Maybe he still deserves it. There's a couple candidates in this episode. I feel like Tommy does next to nothing. I feel like I can't give it to Tommy. But there's Jason, I guess. There's Goldar. There's Scorpina. I almost want to give it... No, that's stupid. That would be stupid if I did that.
To who? To who? To who?
I'm considering giving it to Lunk.
Yes! Give it to Lunk. Give it to Lunk and I'll change my answer.
He was really just funny in this episode. I really liked the I think I don't know what I think. I really liked the Scorpina Stinger wiped Babu out for a week. I think Lunk just performed very well in this episode. Yeah, and you shouldn't change your answer because we should have different answers, and you had a genuine answer. So
I was gonna say Babu because I wasn't thinking about those scenes for some reason.
What did Babu do in this episode?
I thought Babu was the one that made that joke.
No, Babu was the butt of that joke because he's the one who got stung, but Lunk is the one who made the joke.
Oh, okay, never mind. I thought Babu had made that joke. I wasn't thinking.
I don't know if I'm comfortable giving it to Lunk because this is a serious storytelling episode, so I feel like I should give it to somebody actually important.
Give it to Lunk. give
I'll
it
give
to
it to
Lunk.
Lunk. I'll be cool and I'll give it to Lunk.
You're gonna find my answer very funny in one of the episodes coming up.
Okay, so I say Lunk and you say Goldar. What is your favorite scene?
Favorite scene? Probably the fight scene with Tommy and Jason.
Fair enough.
Despite the Morpher not making sense.
I'm trying to think of what I would give it to. I just really like the dramatic framing of the Goldar stabbing at the ground blindly as Jason like sweats in fear, shrouded in the smoke. Like I think that was probably my favorite scene. That was very well done.
Yeah.
But folks, that wraps us for part 3, which means it's time for part 4, which is called Eclipsing Megazord?
Hold on.
I have it in my notes, but I just don't have my notes up yet. I think it's Eclipsing the Megazord.
Yeah, Eclipsing Megazord.
Oh, it's Eclipsing Megazord. Yeah, it's not the Megazord, it's Eclipsing Megazord. Tell us about it.
Okay. So, Eclipsing Megazord was originally written by Cindy McKay, Stuart St. John, and directed by Robert Hughes.
Why is that funny?
Because there's 2 different Cindy McKays.
What are you talking about?
There's Cindy Cindy McKay, and then there's Cindy McKay Sindy McKay.
Obviously, that's a typo.
No, it's on there twice on the IMDb.
Obviously, that's a fuck up. There are not 2 separate people with those names. I fucking promise you that they did not have 2 women with the same name write the episode.
There are.
There are not. Shut the fuck up.
Because they have 2 different fucking IMDb pages.
No fucking way. Do they have the same shit on them, though?
No.
I don't believe. Send me this IMDb link.
I'm sending you the IMDb links.
Send me this fucking link. No, send me the link to the IMDb for the episode so I can click on them from there.
Okay. This is fucking hilarious.
This can't be.
It is. Because they have 2 different fucking things.
Okay. Okay,
Cindy
writers.
with the C is known for...
Cindy McKay and Cindy McKay. Yeah, okay. Cindy McKay is known for Mighty Morphin Power Rangers and Terrible Angels. The only 2 credits that she has. And then Cindy McKay with an S
is known for Jakers, The Adventures of Piggly-Winks, Chippendale Rescue Rangers, and Clifford the Big Red Dog.
Here's what happened. I can tell you exactly what happened right now.
What?
Oh, okay, they explain it here. IMDb is just stupid.
Where?
If you look down, if you go to the Cindy McKay with an S page,
yeah,
and you go down to the writer credits, you'll come across Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, in which it credits her as a writer, and then in parentheses it says as Cindy with a C McKay. So yes, same person. We have confirmed. IMDb is just stupid.
Yeah.
I don't know how you fell for that for even a second. You
because I am tired.
You fucking rube. But let's get into.
Okay, but this episode, hold on, originally aired on October 8th, 1993.
You're not cutting out. You're fucking. What is the word? Muffled is the word I'm looking for. I don't know why it took me 15 seconds to think of the word muffled, but there you go.
And then re-aired on April 24th of 2010.
Okay. So we start back with the viewing globe, displaying Goldar's ongoing attack. The Rangers try to morph, but their morphers just spark. Kim shrieks and asks what's going on. The Rangers are all questioning what's going on. Billy asks Alpha. He says he's getting a reading. Looking for Zordon is causing a crazy power surge that's fucking with the morphing grid or something. Jason asks if that means they can't morph. Alpha says they can't until the power surge ends. Zack protests about Goldar ripping the city apart. Alpha says there's nothing he can do. They've lost the computer too. Jason very grimly says, if we can't morph, Goldar's gonna trash the world. Ba-ba-ba.
Wait, are y'all just incapable of calling in an airstrike?
Yeah, I don't think they have that jurisdiction.
Can they not just go to a nearby military base and tell people, hey, there's a giant fucking monster, we need some kind of military
support? That's not gonna do anything.
Why? When is that shown to
Normal
not do
human
anything?
weapons are not gonna fuck Goldar up.
They can slow his ass down.
Maybe, but then they're just gonna get their asses kicked and he's gonna keep blowing up the city.
Do you not know what the fucking, military of the United States is?
They're not gonna fucking nuke a city to get rid of Goldar.
Once they get it evacuated, they damn sure might.
Anyway, so we cut to Goldar.
The U.S. is not above nuking its own cities, I don't think.
We cut to Goldar, who is currently busy trashing the world. Then we cut to Rita's palace, where Finster is laying out the current situation. For those who didn't watch part 3, Goldar is attacking the city to lure out the Power Rangers and Megazord. Lunk says it'll be lights out for Megazord. Get it? Because of the clips. Rita's brimming with anticipation. She explains that she's going to use a spell to eclipse the sun. No more solar power. We get it. We learned this last episode. Finster is a little grumpy because he presumes Rita will finish off the Rangers with the Green Ranger instead of one of his monsters, which she loudly confirms. And then Lunk does the classic childhood mock, Finster's in trouble.
Why is Finster in trouble? Finster hasn't done shit wrong.
Because he's like, you're not going to use one of my monsters, you're going to use the Green Ranger. Then Rita's like, yeah, of course I am, idiot!
Why is he in trouble?
Because his monsters have sucked for 20 episodes.
Not even 20.
Whatever. Roughly 20 episodes.
Hey, Rita, what happens when the Rangers destroy that sword?
What do you mean they're never going to destroy the sword? They don't even know that the sword getting destroyed breaks the spell. And Zordon's gone, so they can't learn that.
But it's not unlikely for them to just, destroy this man's weapon if they can't beat him.
When have they ever destroyed somebody's weapon without particular reason to do so?
Samurai.
Well, that's not them. I said they.
But the Power Rangers do that. It's not that common thing. Samurai, it happens twice.
So Rita does a big evil laugh. Then we cut away to the Green Ranger. He's taking a break from shadow karateing to do some shadow sorting with the Sword of Darkness. He says he's... I'm glad you decided not to finish that.
I didn't mean to say anything. My phone fucking went muffled for a minute because
you said no it's, and then
No, I said let's something. I assume my brain was trying to say let's fix this problem because you got really fucking muffled. My phone's being stupid.
I hate you so much. You make excuses for things you say that make no fucking sense all the time.
I don't fucking know. I don't fucking know at this point.
I clearly heard you say the words "no it's."
No,
as if you were about to finish that with
I didn't say no it's.
With a counter joke, as you often do.
I didn't say no it's that time, I swear. I said let's.
I'm pretty sure I said he's taking a break from shadow karateing to do some shadow sorting. And as I said shadow sorting, you said no it's about to call it something else.
No, I said yeah, let's, and then stopped.
Okay, sure.
Can't fucking hear.
Sure, buddy. He does some shadow sorting with the Sword of Darkness. He says he's ready for battle and to destroy the Rangers. Then we go back to Goldar. He's just, wrecking shit as he has been. Back to the command center. Jason can't believe they're stuck there. Zach says things keep going from bad to worse. Alpha wishes there was something he could do. Billy has an idea, and he opens up a computer panel. He starts messing with the wires. It's very intense and suspenseful. Trini and Kim encourage him as he continues to work. Success! They're back online. Everyone celebrates briefly. Billy says that they should be able to morph. Jason tells Alpha to keep looking for Zordon. It's morphin' time. They arrive to a putty attack, which they start to fight off. Scorpina Boulder shows up and becomes Scorpina Person. She jumps from a rooftop and joins the fight. She's beating them up and stuff. She does a special throw attack with her blade. It glows and flies around and hits them all. By the way, Lunk and Babu are just also here for no apparent reason.
They are there to support their cheerleaders this episode.
Of course. Goldar is still stomping. He stomps at the Rangers. Billy says they have to use a new tactic. Jason agrees. Now, did they forget? Now, I have a question for you that will define that is based on the next 5 minutes of what's about to transpire. Did they just forget they have Zords for 6 minutes? Because
no, they were trying to deal with the part on the ground for a second.
No, but that's true. You could say that right now. But the events that will start to transpire from this point all had me just screaming where are the Zords? Where are the Zords? Why don't you call the Zords? This problem could be solved if you called the Zords. But they just don't do it for a long time. But we'll continue more on the story as it develops. So we cut to the command center. Alpha's ing about how the Rangers need Zordon's help and guidance. It's a bit staticky, but Zordon's voice calls out for Alpha and asks if he can hear him. Alpha says he can. He's able to tell Alpha that he's in Sector U9, or Q9, I believe.
Q9.
It sounded like U9 when I wrote it down in this episode, but I heard Q9 next episode. This is helpful information. He tries to say more, but he's breaking up. Back to Stompy Goldar. Things are exploding. Then we cut to the juice bar, which is feeling the effects. They're shaking and shit. Ernie starts leading people to evacuate before the building collapses. Bulk and Skull are there eating ice cream. They're trying to eat, but everything's all shaky, so they can't get anything in their mouth because they keep dropping it. Skull tries to join in on the evacuation, but Bulk grabs him and stops him. He's like, I'm not done with my ice cream yet. Then part of the roof falls in front of them, so Bulk's like, okay, now I'm finished, and they run away.
Yep.
So all of the kids in the juice bar run out. They find a bus which apparently is Ernie's bus. This is the youth center bus. And he decides it is the fastest way to get out of there. Or he being Bulk, I forgot I was referring to both of them. Skull is driving. They steal the bus. We cut to Rita for a second, just so she can yell at Goldar to get the Rangers. Then back to the command center. Alpha says he's getting closer. Breaking up Zordon tells him to hurry, but suddenly, Green Ranger teleports in again. He sneaks up on Alpha. Zordon tries to tell him, but he's breaking up. Then Tommy rips something out of Alpha's back that turns him off, and he laughs about that. Question. So, spoilers, Alpha comes back online pretty quickly. What did Tommy just do?
Ripped the cord from him.
But he wasn't plugged in. Last time he was plugged in, and Tommy.
No, he
pulled
one of the cords that keeps Alpha running. Okay. And I'm assuming there's some kind of backup cord or something. I don't fucking know.
He dislodged the ribbon cable.
Yeah, pretty fucking much. That's what he did. I'm assuming there's a backup ribbon cable or something that's connected to
it. But yeah, so we go back to the Rangers. Rita is floating in the sky on her weird little bike, and she asks the Rangers if they give up. Jason says, never!
Never!
Rita calls him a fool. Jason says she's the fool if she thinks they'd ever surrender. Then Goldar giant swords at them. The sword hits the ground instead of them, but the force pushes the Rangers away and knocks them down. Jason tells Rita that she can't win. Rhea says it's time to complete her evil plan. She tells Goldar to do it. Do what, you may ask? Stay tuned. We cut to the bus. Bulk tells Skull to watch where he's going and mockingly says, "Who taught you how to drive?" Skull informs him that nobody taught him how to drive and asks how he's doing. And honestly, with that in mind, he is doing very good.
Wait.
He is very competently driving this bus. A bus which is a lot harder to drive than a car. If Skull has never learned to drive in his life and he is even somewhat competently operating a bus, that's fucking impressive.
Now I have a question.
Sure.
Okay, so we know in a later season that Skull competently knows how to drive. When does he learn to drive?
After this?
When, though?
I don't know. We don't see every moment of Skull's life.
Because now I'm concerned.
About?
Him driving a motorcycle.
Why? He proves here that he's a fucking driving prodigy. Nobody's ever taught him how to drive, and he's operating a bus only slightly poorly. So anyway, Bulk says that he drives like a maniac. Skull thanks him. Bulk grumbles about how it wasn't a compliment. Skull asks Bulk where they're going. Bulk says, as far away as possible, because that monster's right on their tail. And suddenly, Goldar grabs the bus! Bulk and Skull scream for help. Jason yells in anger about Goldar harming civilians. Goldar is fully well aware, and he informs them that these civilians are their buddies Bulk and Skull. Bulk and Skull scream again. Jason demands that Goldar put them down. Goldar says he won't unless they surrender. More Bulk and Skull screaming and falling and shit. Rita laughs and says to take them to the beach. Jason yells, "No!" and says they have to save him. Back to the command center. Tommy says he's going to make sure Zordon is history this time. Zordon is breaking up and losing connection. He asks if Alpha's there and what's happening. Tommy says that he's what's happening. And he brags about how he's a cool evil warrior and stuff. Zordon tells him not to go down the dark path or whatever the fuck. He laughs evilly and Tommy says Rita will win and evil will rule, blah blah blah. They argue about good versus evil for a minute, then Tommy moves to get rid of Zordon, presses some buttons that I guess are intending to do so. Then back to the Rangers, they teleport to the beach. Rita and Scorpina are up on a cliff nearby. They ask where the bus is. Rita points it out. A bunch of putties are about to throw it off a cliff. Uh-oh. Skull asks Bulk what they'll do now. Bulk says that they should get out of there, but they can't get out of there because there are putties at every exit. Bulk screams. The Rangers start freaking out. They have to do something. Lunk and Babu have joined in on the bus throwing off the cliff times. Bulk and Skull freak out about how they're going to die and stuff. Kim points out that they're almost over the edge. Trini does a pretty shaky line read of, "Oh no!" The way she yells, "Oh no," is very weird. I feel like there should have been a second take on this. But
there should have been like 10 takes.
You know, you get it. Jason says they have to get up there. Kim surmises that if they make a move, they'll send it over for sure. Hey guys, remember those giant robots that you have?
Okay, yeah, it feels like they just kind of forgot, but give it a second.
So Bulk wants his mommy. Skull says, "Yeah, I want your mommy."
Skull definitely wants to fuck Bulk's mom.
God damn it.
That comment alone.
I was going to subtly refer to that, but I was not going to straight out say it because that is lacking of tact and maturity, you see. I was going to be more coy about it.
Oh, shut up.
So Bulk looks at him skeptically. Jason says they're going over anyway, so he and the Rangers start to move in. Goldar shows up and starts giant sorting at them again, so that's going on. Then back at the command center, Tommy and Zordon do the classic, "You'll never get away with this, I already have" interaction. Tales old as time. Tommy moves to finish the job with more button presses. Zordon says that the Power Rangers will stop him. Tommy disagrees with that statement as he moves to fuck with another computer. Alpha's Alpha rises up, like maybe they can't. Fuck. I'm gonna try that again. I'm not gonna remember to cut that out, but I'm gonna take that from the top. Alpha rises up, like maybe they can't, but I can. Me, Alpha. He tells the computer to activate a force field around the intruder and presses a button, and Tommy is imprisoned. He complains about this being impossible. He thought he turned Alpha off. He did, but his backup systems kicked in. Tommy says that Alpha will pay for this. Zordon speaks up and says the grid is fading and he's losing contact. Alpha starts freaking and tries to get him back. Tommy brags about how it's no use as Zordon disappears. He says he's gone forever and laughs about it. Then we go back to Bulk and Skull. Bulk tells Skull to hang on. The Skull hangs onto Bulk and nearly chokes him. Then the Rangers finally, mercifully, call the Zords. Rita tells them to throw the bus. The Zords arrive and the Rangers board and roll call. Crystal time, Megazord time, man mode time, you get it. The bus falls, Bulk and Skull scream, but Megazord catches it and places it down safely. Bulk asks if they're alive. Skull says, let's find out, and pinches Bulk's cheek. Bulk screams ow and looks at Skull menacingly, but then Skull reminds him that they're alive, and they celebrate. Now Goldar and Megazord are fighting. Billy suddenly says that an eclipse is starting and they're losing solar power. They still fighting, though. Rita tells Scorpina to hurry down there and makes her grow. She's a big, ugly monster when she grow. That's how Scorpina work. Goldar and Scorpina start beating up on Megazord. Billy says solar power is down 25% as the sun is slowly eclipsed. Scorpina and Goldar start beating them bad. They lose in power fast. The eclipse is nearly finished and Megazord is almost out of power. Trini tells Jason to hurry and call the power sword. Jason agrees and says they can use it to charge up the power cell, which, what? Wouldn't the power sword be connected to the Megazord power-wise?
I would assume, because doesn't the power sword come with, like, thunder and lightning with it when it's summoned?
I don't know if when it's summoned.
Like, doesn't it, like, come out of a, like, storm cloud most of the time?
Maybe?
Because, like, that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking he's meaning, is, like, the storm will power them up with, like, lightning strikes and shit. Because they are a giant.
But I feel like if that were true, we would have seen a lightning strike happen, but instead, Megazord just grabs the power sword and then he's cool again for a minute.
Maybe, but I'm kind of leaning towards there was a lightning strike and we just didn't see it. Because I feel like there's multiple power intakes to the Megazord in general.
Fair.
And the solar power just being the main one, but if there's like a storm, they're gonna get struck by lightning anyway. So may as well have lightning, or have some way of like harnessing that lightning power, i.e. thunder power. It's the power of thunder.
I see. So back at the command center, Alpha is computering. Tommy says it's useless, and Zordon is lost, and so will the Rangers be soon. Back at the fight, Jason calls the power sword, and Megazord is able to stand and fight.
I have a weird crackhead theory, I think.
Oh my god.
Hear me out real quick, okay?
Okay.
So, you know how the Thunderzords work, right? They are transformations caused by being struck by lightning. Okay?
Okay.
What if that was already a mechanism in the Dinozords before they were, like, repaired, but it didn't have, like, the transformation thing unlocked at the time, and then Zordon just unlocked it later?
No, that's stupid. Shut up.
How is that stupid? How is that stupid?
Shut your mouth.
How is that stupid? Explain.
It's dumb.
How?
It's stupid.
How?
It's bad.
Riely, give me one reason why that can't work.
So back at the fight,
Riely,
power sword, Megazord stands and fights. They hold off Goldar and Scorpina rather well. Back at the command center, Alpha is desperately pleading into the ether for Zordon to be reached. Tommy mocks him about that because he's mean and evil right now. Alpha says that the Green Ranger is truly evil and that it's time to find out who's behind that mask. Then back to the fight. Rita says it's time to call the Green Ranger. Goldar tells her to use her spells to release him. Then back at the command center, Tommy says, "Better luck next time, Tinhead," and is teleported away. Alpha is confused and distressed by this. Then back at the fight, Rita makes the Green Ranger fucking grow!
Hey, look, it's that scene from Zio.
Shut up. So, Green Ranger big now. He laughs evilly as he stomps toward Megazord, talks some smack, and then attacks with his sword. Jason says they're in trouble and they don't have enough power to finish this fight. Tommy is kicking their ass. Zach laments that they... Yep, that's true. That is the sentence that I just said. Zach laments that they'd crush him at full power and says they have to hang on. Jason tells the others to give him all the power that's left. The Green Ranger is still sorting them a lot. Goldar and Scorpina join in, and Megazord is surrounded. Rita laughs. She loves it when a plan comes together. Scorpina starts fucking him up with her stinger. Goldar and Tommy teamed up, and they sword the heck out of him and do a laser attack, too. The ground opens. Megazord falls. The Rangers are ejected. The eclipse ends, but it's too late, as the Rangers are forced out of their morph. Zach asks what happened to Megazord. They run over to where it was. Died. I fucking quit. I fucking quit.
What?
So, that is a true statement you just said. And due to that fact, you can presume that I was about to reveal that.
What?
And instead,
that is not true at all.
I don't know about that.
You know what happens later.
I know what eventually happens, but I don't think it changes the fact that right now they do die.
They look like they die. They're not dead, though. They look dead. They not dead.
I feel like Zordon might have revived them with mystical power, but...
No.
You know...
No.
So they run over to where it was. It has fallen into the ground, and the individual Zords melt into the fire and magma. The Rangers lament the Zord's destruction. Zach says it's like Rita destroyed a part of them. Billy says that they were always there when they needed them, and Trini laments that they're gone when they need them most. Back at the command center, the Rangers are back, and Kim is moping, saying the Rangers are history. Trini says it's over, and Rita has won. Jason says they can't give up. Kim asks why they shouldn't. After all, Zordon's gone, the Megazord has been destroyed. Oh, so when the Overdrive kids do it, it's a problem, but when the Mighty Morphin kids do it, nobody bats an eye. Okay, I see how it is.
The Mighty Morphin Power Rangers have an actual, like, really funny thing that happens in the next 2 seconds. Unlike the Overdrive Rangers.
What do you mean? What funny thing happens in 2 seconds?
Alpha's sentence.
So Alpha asks Billy the chances of getting Zordon back online. Billy says it's less than 10%.
Not that one. Wait.
Jason puts his main protagonist hat back on and says, "Isn't the smallest chance of victory enough of a reason for us to keep fighting? The world needs us Rangers." Zach walks up to reality check him, says, "Let's face it, the Green Ranger was Rita's trump card. She played it. She won." Jason shakes his head and walks away from him. Alpha says he can't accept that, and Zordon wouldn't accept that. "But Zordon isn't here," says Trini. The computer?
It's a competition, guys. He's gonna compete.
The computer starts booping. Zach asks what's going on. Alpha says the computer finally has an answer on Green Ranger's identity because Alpha scanned his bio vibrations or whatever while he was imprisoned. Billy moves to help.
Scan his bio vibrations, guys.
Yep. Billy moves to help, saying that
sentence.
it'll display the Green Ranger's identity in the viewing globe. Trini is excited for some answers, and they behold that bad boy. We get their reactions before we get the shot. Zach says, "Aw, man, Jason says, "No way." Trini says, "Kimberly, look." Kim says, "I don't believe it." It Tommy. To be continued. Bwah, 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 bwah. That's part 4, baby. Eclipsing the Megazord.
Ay, ay, ay.
The way you say "ay, ay, ay," is this your least favorite part of Green with Evil based on that reaction?
It's kind of.
I mean, I don't think there's any bad part of Green with Evil, but like
It's not bad. None of Green with Evil is bad. I will give you that. But it's like out of the 5, this is like my least favorite of them.
That's fair.
But that's about it. Because 2 is my favorite, 1 is like third, 5 is second favorite, and then part 3 is my 4th favorite.
That's fair. If I had to rank them, no, we'll do that at the end. I'll do that at the end, rather.
I'll just restate mine at the end.
But I'm trying to think of who my favorite character is in this episode. It's hard to pin.
I know
down.
who mine is.
Who?
Skull.
You know, I was actually thinking Skull. There you go.
That's really funny. Yeah.
Skull.
Skull's the best character this episode, guys. So this is the only one of the 5 that you will not actively have.
I gave it to Lunk last time.
Or, wait, never mind. I forgot about that. I forgot about that. Also, is it weird that I haven't given Tommy my favorite character slot once?
Yeah, it is a little weird. Far. And a little rude to my good friend Tommy.
Not your good friend.
My close personal friend, Tommy Oliver, the fictional character.
You wish.
I know, I do wish, in fact. But folks, it's time to talk about Green with Evil Part 5, Breaking the Spell. Tell us about it, Crow Royalty.
If my laptop will load.
You should have had this tab up already.
I did, and then it fucking reloaded.
Ah, heck, I hate when that happens.
Okay. Green with Evil Part 5, written by Gary Glassberg and Stuart St. John, directed by Robert Hughes. It originally aired on October 9th of 1993 and then re-aired on June 5th of 2010.
Wait a minute. Wasn't the last one in April?
Yeah, but then right after that is June 1st, and I don't know what they were doing on June 1st, but...
Weird.
The timeline of these 5 episodes is fucking dumb.
So we start back at the command center. Kim can't believe Tommy is the Green Ranger. There must be some kind of mistake. Jason asks Alpha if he's sure. Alpha does some techno babble. Basically, yes, he's sure because the computer said so because of bio waves or whatever. Zach surmises that since the computer has been under repairs, it could have made a mistake. Billy says this isn't likely since Alpha corrected the malfunction. Then Tommy is the Green Ranger, says Trini. Zach is in disbelief. How could Tommy do this to them? I feel like this is not a realistic reaction. Like, I understand Tommy is their friend and they don't want to believe it, but I feel like with all of the circumstances that have happened, the moment you see that, you're like, oh, I should have realized that a long time ago, huh?
Yeah, probably. Probably, Kimberly.
Like, I understand them not coming to that conclusion before they learned it because they didn't want to think that about their friend. But the moment they're given proof that it's Tommy, I feel like they should have been like, oh, yeah, that tracks.
Nah.
Oh, yeah, like with the, with the putties and the weird act, yeah, that makes sense.
No, they should have come to that conclusion a while ago, even without being told. Like, that's my thing with it.
Well, I mean, I understand them not suspecting him, because, like, they have no... Even though, like, there's suspicious stuff behind it, it's like, they like him, so they're not thinking, like, he's evil. Like, yeah, it's our friend Tommy, he's not evil.
Yeah, he is.
But, so... Alpha surmises that Rita put a spell on Tommy to control his mind. Jason
put a spell on him.
Put a spell on you.
Put a spell on me.
Jason is renewed with the resolve to never give up because they have to break the spell and save Tommy. We cut to Rita's palace. The gang is celebrating the destruction of Megazord and their imminent domination of Earth. According to Babu, they are drinking cranberry and oyster juice because evil people like to eat and drink gross things because that's funny.
That one was kind of funny, not even kidding.
And it's really funny how he just like interjects it in there. Like we never would have questioned what was in those glasses until Babu's like cranberry and oyster juice.
Yeah, that one's really funny.
Yeah, it's pretty good. They celebrate the end being near and how it's all made possible by the great Empress Rita. Rita's? Sure. Rita's brilliant plan continues, though. She asks Goldar if he's ready for the fight. He is. Lunk thinks this will be good. So good, even. Back to the command center. Alpha's freaking out about how Rita will destroy the world and destroy mankind and destroy the command center again. Zack moves to calm him down and console him. Then Alpha says, then you'll reconsider. And
that's the funny bit I was talking about.
You see, that is a funny bit, yes. And I also... It was just now that I realized they were still in their having given up phase. I didn't even put that together. Jason says they have to find Tommy and break the spell, so they'll split up and look for him. Kim asks what they do if he's at Rita's palace. Billy says that they would wait him out, as he'll obviously show up sooner or later. Trini asks about Zordon. Alpha says that Tommy thought he got rid of him for good, but he might have a chance to bring him back. The Rangers head out to find Tommy, while Alpha works on that. We cut to the juice bar. Ernie, Bulk, and Skull are watching Goldar bust up the city on TV. Kim enters and addresses Ernie. He gestures.
Why are they back at the juice bar?
Because the attack stopped for a while after that one thing happened, so they fixed it, and now they're back.
Okay then.
So he gestures to the TV and says he can't believe this is happening. Kim
agrees.
Again, yep. Kim agrees that it's terrible. Ernie says, "Thank goodness for the Power Rangers."
Yeah,
shut up. Bulk chimes in and says he should be thanking him and Skull. Skull agrees. Bulk says they helped the Power Rangers scare off Goldar, or as they call him, that big ugly gold guy. Kim says right, skeptically.
He is that big ugly gold guy, so they are technically right.
That's true. Skull says it is right, and that they're the ones who should be on TV. The fantasy of being on TV makes Bulk whimsical for a moment. Kim tells Bulk to dream on. Bulk and Skull just say nothing and kind of bumble a bit. Kim asks Ernie if he's seen Tommy. He has. He's right over there, working out. Kim approaches Tommy. He's using a workout machine. Do you know what this machine is?
I've used one, but I can't remember what it's called off the top of my head.
Is it so it's like a weight thing, right? Like those bars are heavy and you pull them up and down?
Oh, that's not what he was using?
No, not up and down. No, not that. He was pulling them forward and back.
Yeah, you can adjust the weight on those. It's a different kind of pulley system. But yeah,
but the idea is that it's like a heavy thing that you pull and push.
Yeah.
Okay. So she walks up to Tommy. He's using that machine, and she tells him
doing bicep day.
Yep. And she tells him that shut up. You need to shut the fuck up right now because I'm about to talk about an important scene, and you're interrupting me right now. So I just want to put that down immediately.
My fucking sentence. Shut up.
Okay.
Let me finish my damn sentence before you continue next time, bitch.
So Kim tells him that she knows he's the Green Ranger. Tommy then slams down the pulley weights on the machine with an intimidating thud, and in what I'd say is probably Evil Green Ranger's most memorable line for me, says, "Well then, Pink Ranger, you should also know that you and the other Power Rangers will soon be destroyed." I just love the delivery on this and the setting of the scene when he slams down the exercise machine like the weight is nothing to him. It's great. It's wonderful. Kim pleads for him to let the Rangers help him because they can break Rita's spell. Tommy says that Rita is her empress and she will soon rule the world. She pleads softer and sadder. Tommy's eyes glow green. He says, "You have been warned," and exits. Kim looks on with concern before we cut away to Rita. Lunk is babbling about how a Zord they haven't seen in 10,000 years. They might not be able to control it, whatever. And Goldar's just like, shut up, idiot. If Rita chooses to call the Dragon Zord, then it will be called forth. The Dragon Zord, folks! And Rita does immediately choose to call forth said Dragon Zord. She shoots her wand into a body of water, which causes Mechagodzilla from the Godzilla franchise to rise from the ocean.
And this is where Riely gets a robot boner.
What?
And this is where Riely gets a robot boner because it's
no. You're thinking of Zeo. You're thinking of Archerina from Zeo, I think.
What?
The hot robot chick from Zeo. Oh, you haven't seen all of Zeo?
No, I haven't. I don't know.
You don't know about Archerina yet. Okay, well, you'll
talking about your favorite Zord being the Dragon Zord.
Well, no, there is a hot robot in Zeo, so
this is where Riely gets a robot boner, part 1.
Yep. But anyway, so it lets off a roar, and Rita brags about how he's the mighty Dragon Zord, and how now the Green Ranger has a Zord to crush the Power Rangers. Dragon Zord starts stomping around and destroying things with his big feet and his drill tail. Then, in a shot that has never once left my brain since I've seen it, the Dragon Zord eats a smoke snack. Smoke snack? Well, I guess that's also true because he eats it. Smoke stack. And as a kid, I definitely thought that was just a giant candy cane.
We all did.
So Morphed Tommy arrives, addresses his new friend, and jumps atop of his head. He looks upon the city from his high vantage point and brags about how all of it will belong to Rita once he crushes the Rangers with his new Zord. Then back at the command center, Alpha's ay-ay-aying. He needs to find a way to get Zordon back. If only he could find a way to gain access to his dimensional files. Hey, Alpha, what does that mean? What the fuck is a dimensional file?
Well, it's a file where you hold all of the information about the different dimensions, obviously.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, great. Anyway, so he starts working.
Just me being a smartass.
Understandable. He starts working. Numbers are correct. Sector 10Q9. Search initiated. Access granted. Much happy. Alpha has done it. He begins his search of Sector 10Q9, stating that now Zordon's return is just a matter of time. Question? What did Tommy do? Because Alpha was very easily able to get past it.
I don't know.
What did Tommy do to get rid of Zordon that was supposed to be permanent that Alpha gets past immediately?
Press some buttons.
Yeah, but like, whatever. If I sit here and question it, we'll be here all night. We cut to outside.
I don't know either. All I know is he pressed some buttons.
So we cut to outside Billy's garage. Jason is asking Kim about her finding Tommy. She says she found him and his eyes were glowing green. It was very scary. She says he's known who they are all along and he's out to get them, which is strangely presented like it's new information. Jason reaffirms that he must be under a spell. Kim says that explains why he's been acting so weird. Zach adds that it also explains why the putties didn't attack him. Billy is just happy that things are finally starting to make sense. Trini wasn't there before, it was just the other four, but now she runs in, she's huffing and puffing. Kim asks what's wrong. There's big trouble. It's all over the radio. A monster's attacking the business district. It's morphin' time. The Rangers arrive and jump up to a rooftop. They see Dragon Zord with Tommy on top. He yells surprise and flips. So he yells surprise and flips through the air. I thought he was going to land in front of them and start fighting them, but he just lands on a rooftop that's higher than the rooftop they're on.
As you do.
And then Jason calls up to him. Tommy commands the Dragon Zord to destroy the Rangers, and then plays the Dragon Dagger for the first time. Which, hey guys, the Dragon Dagger? Very sick.
It's a flute, guys.
In a flute, in a dagger, it's everything you've ever wanted, really.
Hey, you want to know the only weapon better than the dragon dagger?
What's the only weapon better than Dragon Dagger?
The boomerang flute sword from Kyoryuger that was used by the evil ranger in that.
Interesting.
I need to show you that movie. That movie's so fucking good.
So one of the Rangers asks what he's doing. Jason surmises that he's controlling the Dragonzord with the flute. The Dragonzord equips his fucking rad finger missiles.
Finger
missiles. He fires them at the Rangers, and they get exploded off of the roof and fall down. The Dragonzord blows up some random shit just for fun, just because he's bored.
Yep.
Jason calls for Tommy to stop, says he doesn't know what he's doing. He knows exactly what he's doing, though. He's destroying them, and he's doing it because his Empress commands it. Soon she'll rule the world. Rita is watching, and she's pissed that he's fooling around and wants him to finish them. Then back at the fight, Jason pleads with Tommy not to do this. He says he must, and plays the dagger again. Dragonzord swings his tail around, more dagger playing. Dragonzord's destroying a bunch of shit. And then we go back to Rita, who has completely changed her tune from 5 seconds ago, and is now excited and happy about how this battle is going, despite the fact that the Green Ranger has not touched the Power Rangers once since the last time we cut to her, and she was mad that he hadn't finished them off. But, you know. Back at the command center, Alpha's working on Zordon. He suddenly appears! He's back! And he commends Alpha for successfully reestablishing their computer link-up. Alpha celebrates Zordon being back. Zordon tells Alpha to get the Rangers to their Zords immediately. Alpha tells them that their Zords have been taken away. I would have gone with melted, but what do I know? And the Green Ranger is on a rampage. Zordon says they must destroy the Sword of Darkness to break the spell. Back at the fight, the ground starts to split open, and the ground starts to shake. I don't know why I wrote the ground twice in this note, but you know, I was rushing. The Rangers' morphers start to glow, which Jason points out. This means Zordon's back, and they just know that for some reason. Suddenly, they're teleported into the open ground that had just opened, from which their Zords rise. They're back. They board the Zords. They do a roll call. Rita is very distressed. She doesn't believe it. Dragonzord moves in to attack. Jason starts to fight him with the Tyrannosaurus in the first individual Zord fight we've seen in a very long time. They have a tail-slapping battle. Dragonzord gets Tyrannosaurus good with the drill tail and then the finger missiles.
The finger missiles.
Jason calls for Tommy to stop, but Dragonzord keeps attacking. Tyranno gets knocked down, but he gets up and slams into Dragonzord with a devastating and fucking awesome flying kick. The Dragonzord is now on the ground. The Rangers power up their crystals. Real Megazord hours. Immediate man mode. Then, Megazord picks a Dragonzord up from the fucking ground, spins him around, and throws him. This Zord fight whips ass. This is awesome.
Hey, Riely.
Yeah?
What is your not favorite part about the
I stand by the fact that 95% of Zord fights are the same shit and boring, but every once in a while you get something like this. So the Megazord equips the Power Sword and attacks with it. The Rangers are doing pretty well. Jason says to increase power because they have to save Tommy. The other Rangers agree. Then they pick him up and spin and throw him again, this time by the fucking tail and into a fucking cliff. This is awesome. So anyway, Jason calls out to Tommy, telling him to give it up. Then, a man who is 100% not Jason David Frank responds as if he is and says, "No way." Who is this? What is this line? Why did they do that?
I don't know.
No way. That's not what Tommy sounds like.
No way.
No way.
I'm totally Tommy.
It's me, Tommy Oliver. No way.
No way, guys. No way.
No way.
No way. That's an episode title right there.
Are we really gonna call it No Way?
Yep.
No way.
No way.
Write that down. Jason is sorry it has to be this
Have
way,
you not
but
been writing down episode titles?
No, I've been forgetting these last couple times.
You motherfucker.
Jason is sorry it has to be this way, but he has to destroy his sword to save him and the world. So they gotta fight. They both get down from their Zords and start fighting one-on-one. Tommy immediately has the upper hand. He's dual-wielding the Sword of Darkness and the Dragon Dagger against Jason's Power Sword. They go at each other blow for blow, but ultimately Jason is knocked away. Jason equips his Blade Blaster in Blaster mode. Tommy starts to play the dagger. Jason shoots at him, but it's deflected. Tommy moves in to attack, and they exchange blows again. Jason again is knocked down. Tommy says it's time to finish this, and does the shooting an explosion at you through the ground attack. Jason sparks and is knocked away. Brief cut to Rita, who's excited because Tommy is finally going to finish Jason off. Back to the fight. Tommy moves in to attack, but Jason's sword glows red and he throws it, knocking Tommy's weapons out of his hands and knocking him over. Then Jason uses the Blade Blaster to destroy the sword, and Tommy is demorphed. It's over. Now the others demorph on their own accord, which Jason refers to as morphing, which I guess is technically correct, but it does not feel right.
It's correct. He's right.
I mean, they are morphing, because if they're morphing to become Power Rangers, that means they would have to morph to unbecome Power Rangers. But to hear it referred to as morphing directly rather than demorphing or powering down, it's just weird. It's weird to hear Jason say, "Let's morph," and then they turn back into people.
Yep, let's morph.
But, yeah, let's morph. You know, back to our normal form.
Mm-hmm.
So Zach cheers about Rita's spell being broken. Jason approaches Tommy, kneels down to him, and asks if he's okay. He slowly gets up and asks what's happened to him. Jason says he's no longer under Rita's spell. Tommy complains that his head is spinning as Jason helps him up. Jason tells him he'll be okay. Tommy is freaked by his evil deeds and says, "What have I done?" Jason shoots the guilt down, saying that what he did under Rita's influence and wasn't his fault. He also says that Tommy owns the power now and invites him to fight alongside them. Tommy questions the offer, saying, after everything that's happened, Jason says that they need him and that this is where he belongs. Tommy looks to the other Rangers, who all nod. Jason asks Tommy if he'll join them and holds out his hand. Tommy hesitates for just a second, but quickly shakes it. Back at the command center, Alpha and Zordon are watching. Alpha's like, "Oh, look, Zordon." And Zordon's like, "We are watching history in the making. The prophecy has been fulfilled. The Green Ranger is now one of us."
What fucking prophecy?
The prophecy where the Green Ranger stops being Rita's and starts being theirs.
When was that prophesized? Why do we never hear about this prophecy? Where the fuck did this prophecy come from?
We do hear about this prophecy. Right now. It's fulfilled.
We never heard about it before.
Yeah, I mean, I questioned last time why Zordon has never mentioned that Rita has a Green Ranger before. But, you know, it's because he hates them.
Actually. He hates everybody.
So, Alpha cheers. We cut back to the Rangers who morph, so we get to see Tommy's morphing sequence for the first time. Hey, Crow, I have a question for you.
Yeah?
So, this is obviously, like, very iconic, and, like, everybody knows it, everybody's cool, everybody likes it, including me. But logically, why does Tommy yell Dragonzord and not just Dragon?
What?
So the rest of them just say their dinosaur name, not, like, they don't say Tyrannosaurus Zord or Saber-Tooth Tiger Zord. Why does Tommy say Dragonzord and not just Dragon?
I would say Tyrannosaurus, Pygazord, Terrazord.
But the point is, they don't do that. Terrazord. So why does Tommy? It's just really weird because it's always it's implied in the first episode that them calling out the name of the dinosaur.
All of the other ones have like long ass names for the most part. Like
yeah,
like three or more syllables.
That doesn't change the logic that
Dragon only has 2 syllables, though.
Yeah.
So if they're trying to keep the syllables the same for the most part, he would have to say Dragonzord. Because Triceratops, Tyrannosaurus, Pterodactyl.
Are you stupid?
Pterodactyl's the only one that doesn't.
Royalty, you're definitely miscounting syllables to a ridiculous degree right now.
How so?
Every one sound is a syllable. Tyrannosaurus has like a bunch of syllables. Tyrannosaurus. That's 5 syllables.
That's a fuck ton of syllables.
Triceratops. That's 4 syllables. Pterodactyl. That's 4. So yes, you are correct. They do all have long-ass names, except for dragon. But the point stands that...
They were trying to fill in syllables.
Whatever. Again, it's what if I keep questioning it, we'll be here all night.
Yep. We can be here all night. I don't have anywhere to be.
Shut up. So anyway, they do a big roll call. Jason, we're back and we're ready to morph into action. Tommy, 6, working together to fight evil. Zach, and stop Rita. Billy, and all her menacing monsters. Trini, for destroying our planet Earth. Kim, and ruling the universe with evil. Back to Jason. Look out, Rita, we're not backing down because we're the... And then all of them, Power Rangers! This is enough to bring tears to my eyes. It's beautiful. It's so beautiful.
I
love them.
Yeah, okay.
So Zordon contacts them and informs them that their new friend comes with new power. The Dragon Dagger magically floats to Tommy, and Zordon tells him to use the dagger to bring life to the Dragonzord. Tommy does so, playing the different command tune for the first time. Zordon says that when the Dragonzord combines with the Mastodon, the Triceratops, and the Saber-toothed Tiger, Dragonzord fighting mode will be formed. Now, I would argue that the Dragonzord itself is already in fighting mode. I think it's pretty capable of fighting. The Zord is called Dragonzord fighting mode.
I mean, I would have called it the Dragon Fighting Megazord.
Maybe, that would have been good.
That would have been cool as shit.
So Tommy wakes up the Dragonzord and cheers about how awesome it is. Then they do the combination just for demonstration purposes.
I thought... Okay, so in that scene, I deadass thought I saw Scorpina's monster mode back there, and I'm like, what are they not showing us?
Uh-oh. So Zordon presents the new toy. Go to Toys R Us and buy it now. The Rangers love it. It's more phenomenal. Zordon says the safety of the universe is once again in the Rangers' hands, which sounds like something you would say to them if there was imminent danger, not when they've conquested over the current danger. But I get what he meant, I think. We cut to Rita. She's mad that she failed. Sucks to suck. Goldar swears to avenge her. Back at the command center, the Rangers are there unmorphed, and Jason is telling Zordon how much they've missed him. Zach says they had trouble without him. Zordon commends them for fighting like true superheroes and overcoming the odds that were so stacked against them. Trini says they owe a lot to Alpha. Alpha's flattered. Zordon commends Alpha for showing exemplary leadership skills while he was gone, says he's proud of him. Alpha's all flustered, and he stumbles his words a bit before getting out shucks and stepping away. It's really cute. Zordon addresses Tommy and informs him of the 3 sacred rules. Tommy says that Zordon can count on him 100%. Billy gives him a communicator that he made for him. Tommy thanks him. Jason says that Tommy is one of them now, and they do a slap handshake. Zordon says a new chapter has begun, and says the classic line of "May the power protect you." And then they do my favorite thing in this show, where they all put their hands in, and then they jump, and they throw them up, and they yell, "Power Rangers!" The end. Bro, I love these kids so much. I would die for these kids. I love these kids.
Okay, then.
And that's Green with Evil, baby! We did it! The team is assembled! They're here!
All 5 episodes.
Yeah, that is all 5 episodes of Green with Evil. But more importantly, the team has assembled, folks. The original 6 has been formed. Our final member has arrived. We're here. And I am very excited.
Because Riely knows where he gets to rank this episode.
That's true. Hey, if you have an argument, we'll talk about it. But first, we got to talk about the other things. So, who's your favorite character? Green with Evil Part 5. Breaking the spell.
Green with Evil Part 5. I've got to break my streak of not making it the man of the hour. Well,
it's Tommy?
2.5 hours.
Yep.
But yeah, I'll give it to Tommy for this one.
Also, it's not. You got to stop doing that. You got to start accounting for the fact that the commercials aren't in it. It's not 30 minutes. Green with Evil's total runtime is like an hour 20, because all the episodes are 20 minutes.
It took me 2.5 hours to watch them earlier. That's what I was accounting for.
Fair enough.
I watched all 5 of them again.
So you're gonna give it to Tommy, break your streak. I'm gonna break my lesser streak of not giving it to Tommy, and give it to Tommy.
Saw that one coming.
So there's a lot of reasons for that. Tommy did a lot of good work in this episode, including my favorite scene, perfect transition, which is the confrontation between him and Kimberly. That was done extremely well. And it's probably
goddamn answers.
is probably the most iconic Evil Green Ranger.
I gotta pick a different fucking answer. God damn it!
You can have the same answer as me if you want. There's no rules.
Fuck you.
But yeah, I think that's one of the most memorable Evil Green Ranger things. And then obviously he gets to be good again at the end and swears allegiance to Zordon. And our good boy is here. He's here forever. I love him forever. He's my best friend. I love him a lot. What's your favorite scene? Same thing, or are you gonna change it?
Motherfucker, fuck you for stealing my damn answer.
We can have the same answer. It's not unprecedented at all. We've done it several times.
I know, but still, fuck you. I don't have anything I can add on to it at this point.
Well, there you go. We can just move on then. So let's rank it. Now, what I am saying is that I feel like this is absolutely exemplary storytelling by Power Ranger standards. There's so much amazing shit in this episode. This is the episode that is the reason why Power Rangers... If there was no Green with Evil, Power Rangers would have ended like 20 years ago. Green with Evil is the reason why Power Rangers is such a fucking phenom. And I just think it's amazing. If you truly think that it deserves to be below Different Drum, you can make your case.
Trying to think about why. Because in my opinion, yes, that is the case. I like Different Drum more than I like this one. Because
I mean, I have like a personal attachment to Different Drum, sure, but I could acknowledge that Green with Evil is the better episode. 1000% objectively.
Okay, real quick. Part of that is like, since we're ranking it all at once, Green with Evil does have the time advantage to tell a better story. It does.
That's true, I suppose.
But
that doesn't make it not better. You can't.
We're
not judging it based on this.
Finish?
Okay, go ahead.
And that's one of the things that kind of knocks back on my appreciation for it over Different Drum, because Different Drum is good with less time on the same like space, basically, and is one of my favorite episodes, period, at this point.
Oh, but don't get me wrong. If it gets outranked today, I don't know if it'll ever get outranked again. Like, Green with Evil is a special case. Different Drum is an amazing episode, but Green with Evil literally defined the franchise.
Yeah, there's also that part.
Also, I'm lying about maybe it never getting outranked again, because there's a couple more that I'm thinking about, but we'll see what happens.
There are like 2 episodes that I would argue, but you would argue just as hard against them, but they are way down the line.
We're talking season 1 though, right? Because that's what I'm talking about.
Oh no, I was talking Mighty Morphin as a whole.
We're not ranking them as a whole. We're ranking the seasons.
Oh, okay, then never mind.
So yeah,
never mind then.
The only episodes I can think of, I probably shouldn't say them. I feel like that's too much spoilers.
No, you can say them because I'm trying to think of them myself and I can't think of them.
Green Candle and Doomsday.
I could see Green Candle.
And what's the other one I'm thinking of? Wait, isn't Pumpkin Rapper this season?
I thought that was next season.
No, I think it is this one.
Because Jason...
Pumpkin Rapper comes back in season 2, but I think he is a Rita monster.
Yeah, he is a Rita monster, but I think he was a season 2 Rita monster.
Rita doesn't have any monsters in season 2 until after Rocky, Adam, and Aisha are already on the team, and Jason, Zach, and Trini fought the Pumpkin Rapper. So,
okay,
it is this season, so maybe that one too. But that's more of a joke. But okay,
like
I think Green with Evil should go above Different Drum.
I can see that, but it's like one of those. I also I'm weird, okay? I'm just gonna put that out there. I'm weird. I enjoy watching Different Drum a fuck ton more than I do other episodes. And 4 out of 5 in Green with Evil fall under the I would rather watch Different Drum, which is very disappointing for me to say because Green with Evil used to be my favorite set of episodes ever for a long time.
Oh,
I know. I already told you could have this one, but you see my point though, right?
I see your point, and I love Different Drum. I truly do. It's just that Green with Evil is both very important and very good and has long-lasting impact, whereas Different Drum is a very fun, good kids episode, but it definitely does not hold the prestige of Green with Evil.
I know that part, and part of that makes me like it more for some reason. I'm not sure why, but it does. Because it's not held to the same like standard, and it's just like an incredibly good episode without all of the pressure to be a good episode. Green with Evil was pressured to be a good episode, even if
but it succeeded.
It wasn't. It does. Like it does succeed, and I'm not saying that it doesn't. But this is weird to explain.
No, I understand exactly what you're saying. I'm simply arguing that
I know, and I already told you could have your fucking spot.
Okay, fair enough.
Compromises
do have to be made on this show, so...
I already told you could have your spot. I'm just saying, like, in my personal opinion, Different Drum is higher for reasons. But that's just on my list. That's not on the Megazord radio list.
I understand. I get it. I love Different Drum a lot too. I feel you. I see you.
So far, like, I'm not saying this lightly. Like, Different Drum might be canonically my favorite episode in all of Power Rangers.
Jesus Christ!
Or Power Rangers, or Mighty Morphin. I mean, sorry.
Okay.
In Mighty Morphin, sorry.
Like, that makes a little more sense. I was like, oh my god.
Not in all of Power Rangers, because there's still that one in Jungle Fury that slightly bypasses it, but I also rewatched that episode.
This is your recently. Number 2 episode in all of Power Rangers?
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like there's some level of like recency bias there.
No, there's not.
But anyway, folks, enough of me fighting.
I've been going back trying to watch all the other ones on that list to bring it down, and there's only one that has brung it down so far.
Folks, coming in at the new number 1, the Green with Evil 5-parter. I'm looking forward to next week, because I know at least one of these episodes is a fun one. I don't know what the other one is. I know the next episode is Trouble with Shell Shock, which I'm excited for, but what's the other episode we're watching next time?
After Green with Evil is the Trouble with Shell Shock, and then after that is Itsy Bitsy Spider.
Oh, I know what that episode
Why
is.
is Trouble with Shell Shock not a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles crossover? I stand by the statement every time this episode gets brought up. Why is it not a fucking Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles crossover?
Unfortunate.
It should be.
But gamers, we did it! We're even under the goal I set. We're 2 hours and 13 minutes in. I'm satisfied. We did a good compact episode. And
I
thank
am
you.
slightly torn, but I will let you continue.
What are you slightly torn about?
Still the episode ranking, but that's just personal opinion.
Crow royalty. Come on.
I already gave it to you. Don't start lecturing. You got your episode.
But like, I feel bad that you won't even like a little bit cop to maybe it deserves to be there.
Like, I'm not saying it doesn't, but on my ranking, it's not there. Like my personal ranking.
I get it.
Like it's number one here. I can respect that. In my like personal logbook of favorite episodes, part 2 is there. Yes. The rest of them, not so much.
What is your love boner for part 2? Okay. Oh, by the way,
I like amazing setups, and part 2 is just like the perfect setup for a Power Rangers crossover, or not crossover, multi-parter.
So my part ranking for Green with Evil, because I did say I would do that. I forgot. Did I end the recording?
No.
I was looking at old Craig's by accident. I was like, what the fuck? But no, they're in here. Folks, you see, I know 5 is number 1. I feel like 3 is number 2. Because it's just everything that was set up in part 2 gets paid off and is good. Then it probably is... Oh, you see, no. I fucked up the ranking already. Part 5 is the favorite. Part 1 is second. Because I really like part 1. And then part 3. And then part 2. And then part 4. That's my ranking.
I forgot what I said earlier.
Don't worry about it. You said it earlier. They can rewind the tape.
Yeah, you can rewind the tape for mine because I did rank them earlier. But like 2 is just I am a big fan of like really good setups, and part 2 of Green with Evil has that like really good setup that we watch payout, but the payout doesn't hit as hard as the setup did, in my opinion. Makes sense?
That's fair.
Like, it's the same thing with, I would rather watch Infinity War than go back and watch Endgame.
No, but Infinity War paid off on things.
Well,
it would be disingenuous to say that Infinity War was a comparable piece of media to Green with Evil Part 2.
But then there's also, like, the shit that it didn't pay off with that led into the next movie.
That's true, but I feel like Part 2, the difference is Green with Evil Part 2 was, like, all set up. Like, I don't think anything really paid off in Green with Evil Part 2. Whereas all the other parts kind of had some level of payoff. Like, even Part 1 within itself had payoff. But Part 2 felt like it was all set up.
I mean, yeah, but like, even in the setup itself, I really liked the setups for the things more than the payoff, mostly. It's weird.
It is weird, you're right.
So, nobody, unless you're like really based, don't take my opinion for things. Because I'm weird.
That's understandable. But gamers, thank you for listening to another beautiful episode of Megazord Radio, and thank you all for 10 episodes. This is a milestone I kind of usually like to celebrate because it is a milestone in the way we've hit double digits. That's a milestone, I think.
I didn't realize we'd hit double digits.
So this is episode 10 of Megazord Radio.
God damn, and I did the fucking intro. Damn.
Yes, because you do even numbers. You will also do the intro for 50 and 100 and all the cool ones because you do even numbers. So I don't even get to do the year anniversaries, even if they were real, would still be even numbers too. I don't get to intro any of the cool ones.
Get fucked. Get fucked.
Listen. I know You claim that we're equal, and I think that's mostly
I will give you
true.
the yearly ones.
No, because the yearly ones aren't real anymore because we fucked up our weekly shit.
Well, once we hit
so our
52
anniversaries
episodes,
could just be like whatever time. 52 episodes means nothing if it's not actually a year. Anyway, what I was about to say is I know we're equal, and I do mostly agree with that. But I feel like it's like 51-49. I feel like I could strong arm you into letting me intro episode 100.
I got 100. You can have 50.
Okay, I'll shake on that.
I want 100. Fuck you.
That's fine.
But if we're gonna do that, I want episode 49.
We'll figure that out when we get there.
Because you're doing 50, I want 49 instead. Wait, no. Actually, I've got a better trade-off.
Does it perturb you that much that I would do one extra intro?
No. I got a better trade-off.
Okay.
If you do 50, I want 69. One or the other, man. One or the other.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I got 69.
What the fuck? We're not going to sit here for 50 hours and try to figure out what episodes would be episode 69. But
I don't care.
Curious.
We'll figure that out when we get to 50. I'll figure out what episodes will be 69 then. But
well, if you do 69 times 2, you have a rough idea of maybe like the episode number whereabouts. So that'd be like 138. The 130s, I think, is Zeo territory. No, it's 130s is Mighty Morphin territory still, but like
yeah,
right at the end.
3. It's season 3.
Like the end of season 3, going into Alien Rangers, I think.
Yeah.
Oh my god, episode 69 is probably going to be Alien Rangers still.
I'm fine with that.
But folks, for real this time, thank you all for listening. Crow Royalty, where can they find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Crow Royalty, on YouTube at Crow Royalty, just about any fucking where the podcast can be found. And then you can find my link tree for all of my various podcasts and shit at linktr.ee/crow_royalty because someone took my fucking link.
And you can find me at linktr.ee/rielycinematicuniverse, which is linked in the description and on the pinned tweet on my Twitter at Riely Tweets, or the pinned X at my X Riely Tweets, because fuck you, Elon Musk.
Elon Musk.
I hate the X name so much. But anyway, folks, thank you all for listening to Megazord Radio. Until next time, we're morphin' out of here. It's morphin' time.